All right, guys. A little bit of Celtics at 76ers action. You got to love to see it. The 76ers pick up the first dub of the season. Undefeated. I mean, are we talking 82-0 here, McClure? This team looked dangerous.
Yeah, they looked good in spots. Not the best first half, I'd say, and you got to give credit there to the Celtics. They played a pretty good first half and were right in the game there. It was 49-48. Sixers did have a 1-point lead, but a big-time third quarter there by the Philadelphia 76ers, outscoring the Celtics 28-20, and just cruised the victory there in the fourth quarter. And I'll tell you what, Ben Simmons looked like the best player on the court last night. He was very productive, and he didn't shoot really any outside shots, but it really didn't matter because he was getting his way inside, and he did a pretty good job just getting to the rim. And when you don't have Al Horford in the paint like they did last year, the Celtics did, it makes things a little bit easier now, does it? And he got to the rim pretty easily, 24 points, 9 assists, 8 boards for him. All the Sixers starters with over 15 points. Big-time game there for Philly, and I'll tell you what, this is going to be a really strong team. I think the turnovers need to cut down, but I'll tell you what, that defense looks ferocious, man. Only 93 points the Celtics scored. The Celtics didn't have one 30-point quarter. The most they had in a quarter was 25, so that's big-time defense there for the Celtics, or for the 76ers, rather.
76ers look fantastic. At times, I was getting frustrated by the defense, especially Josh Richardson sometimes losing his man, getting behind him, but he made up for it with some solid blocks. He had 2 of them, really limited the turnovers. This new addition for the 76ers team to go along with Al Horford, totally new-look team here. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I love seeing Big Al out there. Really contributed a +6 on his plus-minus. He had 16 points. Wasn't really doing much on the boards or with the assists, but just the way that his presence impacts the game. And also his presence makes it so that Embiid doesn't have to get those major minutes, especially whenever he has a lot of fouls. He fouled early. They were limiting his minutes, only had 23 minutes last night, was limited to 15 points, although he was a +16. He didn't have such a spectacular game. If you had him in FanDuel, you were probably pretty upset because he's a pricey player there. He's about 18 thou every single time that you go to place a bet. But, he's not needed. And that's something that really says something about the Boston Celtics, too, with their lack of depth at the 5 position. Are you serious if you're Boston Celtics? I saw way more.
Daniel Tice,
but he is the is. He was getting bullied all game. Couldn't get anything going. Had 3 points, and they were all from the foul line. This dude looked scared out there. He was shook. Whenever you see Embiid or Horford or even Kyle O'Quinn out there, he was shook. He was getting bullied. It's great. That, alongside their other guy, Williams, they need to get better if they're going to try and make any sort of noise this season. They're looking like a 500 ball club right now. And Kemba Walker did not play great. And I really want to say that is because Josh Richardson was playing solid defense on him. Whenever he would switch, he would lose his man. He was getting lost on screens. But whenever he was just solid on Kemba Walker, he was really good at defense. And also, Tybal. Are you kidding me? My bull, dude, Tybal. That guy is great on the defensive end. He doesn't have to put, that many balls in the basket. He doesn't have to put up that many points, but he's incredibly efficient on the defensive end. He was great to watch. 2 steals, 2 blocks for the Rook.
And I think he's in the perfect position here for the Philadelphia 76ers because he doesn't need to score. He's not called upon to score the basketball. He is called upon to play some defense. I mean, this guy was the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year at Washington, and that translated into the preseason, into the summer league, and now here in the first game of the season, that dude was locked down defensively. I like to see that from Matisse Thybulle. And Dolby, to your point here with the Boston Celtics and their 5 position, that center position, I think they're going to have to make a move at the deadline because I don't think that Enes Kanter, who I like, Williams and Daniel Tice, the is going to be enough here to compete in the Western Conference with some bulldogs that the 76ers have in their front court, and some of these other teams like Jared Allen for the Nets and some of these other guys. Andre Drummond, he's going to eat against this Boston Celtics team. I think you might need to make a call to the Oklahoma City Thunder and maybe see if Steven Adams is available, because they did not look good in this game. And I'll tell you what, they only shot 26.9% from three and 36.7% from the field. That's got to be a lot better if you're going to be competing in the Eastern Conference. We know the East isn't as good as the West, but still, that ain't good enough.
Not only that, but 59% from the charity stripe, making the 76ers look really good. And look at the rebound numbers. 41 rebounds for the Boston Celtics, 62 for the 76ers. That has to scream at you if you're Danny Ainge there for the Boston Celtics, their GM. Everybody's giving him high praises. He gave Jaylen Brown all that money in the offseason, and he was an absolute ghost out there last night for the Boston Celtics. 8 points. He had 7 boards, 1 steal. Not really efficient from the field. Only played 21 minutes. Two players that stood out for the Boston Celtics. Gordon Hayward, big money name there. Yeah, played really well, put the team on his shoulders. And, of course, Tatum. This dude is going to be great. I don't know why he didn't save some of the money. Maybe try and give Brown a lesser contract, because you're going to have to extend the guy next year. He had 21 points last night for the Boston Celtics and 10 rebounds. So whenever the majority of your rebounds are coming from your wings, you know things are getting rough.
Yes, absolutely. And the final point here on this game here for the Celtics, Jaylen Brown, you just got paid. You got $115, and you come out here opening night with the fresh haircut, and you throw up 8 points, and pretty much you got to put up more than 6 shots. If you're Jaylen Brown, come on now. You're 3 of 6 from the field. That ain't good enough. You got to put up more shots and be a little bit better. He did have 7 rebounds, but I'll tell you what, man, you got 115. You got to step it up now if you're Jaylen Brown and be that Robin to Jason Tatum.